This is Tin Caps Baseball on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back, everybody, to Parkview Field and another edition of Tin Caps on Deck. Tin Caps pregame show brought to you by Hoopy Insurance Services. It's the final day of a six-game series between the Tin Caps and the visiting Beloit Skycarp. The Skycarp, the high affiliate of the Miami Marlins. And being Sunday, it's our chance to chat with Tin Cap team president Mike Nutter. Now, you're going to hear this at its normal time on Sunday during the pregame show. But in all honesty, we're actually taping this on the Friday before. And the reason we're taping it beforehand is because Mike and his wife Beth get a glorious opportunity to head down to Bloomington early Saturday, and they get to see their son Carson graduate from Indiana University. And it's step one of two for Carson, who's choosing an interesting occupation. But having been a parent of a college graduate myself, there is a feeling that parents get that you cannot describe, the joy and the happiness and in some ways the relief that an offspring is taking steps to be on their own. And Mike and Beth are going to see Carson graduate this weekend at IU. And so he's not going to be here on Sundays. And that's a highly unusual situation there. But Mike, first and foremost, congratulations for you and Beth having Carson got through high school. Now he's halfway through college.
No doubt about it. Mike, thanks. That's a great tee up. A lot of emotion with the family. I hate missing games, but this was an easy decision. Carson is done with his undergrad. He got a letter in the mail recently that he got one of 400 or so invitations to IU Med School. He's going to pursue his degree and his dreams of becoming a physician. And so he's done with undergrad. He's excited about the next steps. We're excited. His sister's been over in Madrid, Spain for 4 months. Well, I can say it while we're recording this. He doesn't know that she's flying back early to surprise him and be there for it. So it's a really cool family thing. With all the hustle and bustle in the world and everything going on and distractions with social medias and everything else, it's nice to get a little family time down there. Beth and I consider ourselves extremely blessed. And that'll be it this weekend. But hey, we'll be back here after a week-long road trip, and we'll be hopefully beating up those Dayton Dragons before we know it.
Well, the Tin Caps are playing better baseball. They took 5 out of 6 at South Bend last week. As we are doing this, they're getting ready for Game 4, the 6-game series with Beloit. They've taken 2 of the first 3. So the team is playing better on the field. But I'd like to spend some time talking about an event that took place earlier this week off the field. And it's something that, in all honesty, is near and dear not just to the hearts of the staff here with the Tin Caps, but to the players and the coaching staff and manager Johnny Matthews as well. I guess the term is a service day, but it's something that's gone on for a while, and it's something that benefits everybody.
No doubt. Former owner of the Padres, Peter Seidler, was known as an incredible philanthropist and incredible for charity, especially the military, homelessness, and some other great causes. And so all the minor league teams in the system of the Padres do a couple a year. We were out earlier this week with the Veterans National Memorial Shrine off O'Day Road and Bass Road. I would encourage anybody listening to get out there and check it out. I believe it's free entry and you can walk around the grounds, and it's beautiful. It's never looked more beautiful because 50 of us were out there this week cleaning it up. But it's unpaid for the players, which is exactly the way it should be. It's a chance for them to give back in each of the communities that the Padres operate. It's absolutely awesome. The players do it. The players loved it. Some front office staff went out there and loved it. We'll do one in a couple of months with the rescue mission and some other homeless initiatives. It's really, really cool.
The players, they get a different perspective of what the Fort Wayne area is like and what it's about. Having seen that and been involved with it, what are some of your thoughts on how the players reacted to being in part of that service day?
The players love it. You know, Mike, earlier this week we did this service day, and then the next day we went on to Homestead High School, and we took 7 Latin Americans, and we were in the big gym, and we had 350 kids in there, and it was awesome. But I had a car full going out there, and it's just neat experience. They're all, in this case, that carload of guys was from different parts of the world. But you're going out to, whether it's the Veterans Memorial Shrine or Homestead High or wherever, all the other great appearances that we do, they know a lot of times, not being negative in any way, from the apartment to the field and back. And on a Monday, maybe a golf course or restaurants or the mall type of thing. But it gives them a chance to see this great town, this great city, this great region that we're in. And I can hear guys saying, man, I can't believe, all the farmland and some of that stuff. Think about it. If you're from a big city or something, you haven't seen that. We're a great Indiana's second largest city. And so they see the downtown and the buildings and stuff. I think it gives them a neat perspective. And then anytime you're doing anything with the military, it seems like no matter where you're from and what language you speak, they just absolutely love to be a part of that. And there was actually a couple guys from Venezuela that were talking about how much they love the United States. I stay out of politics, but they were talking about our current president, Trump, specifically about how they loved that there was a regime change down there and how excited they are for their family and friends and things like that. So it's kind of neat. We all know the baseball talk. That's all important stuff. It's all great, but it's also neat to see them away from here and to interact with him in a different setting. And both appearances were absolutely awesome.
That is so neat to hear. Tin Caps on the road next week, going to travel the longest road trip of the year to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Veterans Memorial Stadium to take on the Colonels. While the team is away this coming week, I know it's a chance to exhale for the front office staff, but we both know baseball is a never-ending proposition. And though it's going to be a week away from actual competition in terms of the Tin Caps, there's still some activities going on here at Parkview Field and an upcoming series after the road trip, as you said, with the Dayton Dragons coming to town.
Yeah, when we look at the team getting out of town, I look right away on my calendar, shared calendar. On Tuesday, we got a big tour out here with Fort Wayne Community Schools and Memorial Park. There's 2 or 3 lunches that day. Then the Sports Medicine Baseball Series continues. Then Wednesday, same thing again, Parkview Sports Medicine Baseball Series, all kinds of stuff going on. Thursday, City of Fort Wayne's out here with meetings. Parkview Health Center's out here with meetings. Alzheimer's Association meeting. People renting the batting cages. Friday night, we've got a wedding and a reception and other stuff. So it does not stop. Next Saturday, another wedding reception. Next Sunday, all kinds of stuff going on. And so it's absolutely awesome. And then we're back against the Dayton Dragons, our longtime rival, and we're great friends with the front office, the Cincinnati Reds affiliate. They're going to come in here, and to the folks listening, I'm counting on it being warm that week. We were incredibly blessed in April. This week was a bit of a challenge, no question about it. But when we come back, it ends in Memorial Day weekend. And so we're going to come back. We're going to do our Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights like we do, and then we're going to hammer it. Thursday and fireworks Friday night, fireworks Saturday night, fireworks Sunday night to avoid the old 1 o'clock game time against 400,000 people down there at the 500. And we're going to have a blast. This ballpark still 18 years later is one of the best in the country, and the fans get out and it gets rocking. I've heard a good friend of mine on radio call it the Taj Mahal several times. And so we're excited. The promotions are going to ramp up. The team's starting to win, and it's a lot of fun, and I have no doubt in my mind it's going to be an awesome summer at this award-winning ballpark.
Again, congratulations on Carson graduating. I can't explain to you or our audience what it felt for me and my wife Sue when our daughter Kelly graduated from what was then known as IPFW. So it's a great feeling. I hope that you and the family have a great time the rest of this weekend. And then get a little bit of rest if you can, because life goes on. And as you say, even though the team's away next week on the road, front office staff's getting ready for the following week and Dayton comes to town. So as always, thanks for giving us time on these Sunday pregame shows. Try to have a little bit of fun in Bloomington, and we'll talk again in a couple of weeks.
I can't wait. Thanks so much, my friend.
That's Tin Cap Team President Mike Nutter. I'm Mike Moz. You're listening to Tin Caps on Deck, brought to you by Hoopie Insurance Services. And we're back with more in a moment on the Tin Caps Radio Network.
Podcasts by Federated Media.